I found my daughter shivering on the porch on Christmas night while his family laughed by the fireplace. Her lips blue, the deadbolt locked from the inside. Snow pushes sideways across their perfect block, white lights, red bows, a wreath that smells like pine and money. I park crooked, slam the door, and run. "Lily!" I breathe, dropping my coat around her shoulders. Her dress is thin. No tights. No shoes. Her toes are red as berries against the porch wood. She tries to smile and fails. "Mom," she whispers, "don't knock. Please." But I'm already pounding. Behind the glass, a fire glows orange. Laughter swells. Ben's family, all sweaters and wine and matching stockings. I see silhouettes moving. A dog barks once, happy warm. The deadbolt clicks. A second chain ticks tight. Then the door opens 3 inches. Margaret! Carol, Ben's mother, tilts her head like the door is heavy and my visit is heavier. "We didn't know you were coming." "You locked her out," I say. "Don't be dramatic," she says soft. She stepped outside to cool off. Lily's teeth chatter. "They took my phone," she whispers. "Don't make a scene." I wedge the toe of my boot into the gap. Open the door. Carol sighs as if I'm the weather. The chain scrapes. The door swings. Heat hits like a slap. Cinnamon and cloves. A movie on low where snow always looks clean. Ben stands near the mantel with a glass and that tight smile he uses when he's careful with his words. "House rule," he says. "No phones at dinner." She got upset. She wanted air. "She's barefoot," I say. His father, Victor, leans on the arm of a leather chair, eyes on the game, muted in the corner. "Choices have consequences," he says, easy as a sermon. Lily's fingers hook my coat sleeve. "It's okay," she says to them, not to me. "I'm okay." I look down. Her hands are shaking so hard they look like someone else's. "Where's her phone?" I ask. Carol gestures with a glass toward the sideboard. A little steel box sits on the top, one of those time-lock safes you buy for candy or keys. Red numbers glow, 021. "After dessert," she says, "we unlock. We all talk more when screens are away. It's good for us." "For her," Ben adds and takes a sip. The fire pops. The dog thumps his tail. Someone laughs at a joke I didn't hear. I take Lily by the elbow. "We're leaving." Ben's smile freezes. "It's Christmas." "Exactly." Victor's jaw barely moves. "She's our family now," he says. I look at Lily. Her face has the careful stillness of someone reading a storm map. She nods once, tiny. "Just get my shoes," she whispers. Carol steps between us and the hall. "The guest closet is for family," she says. "I'll fetch them." I follow anyway. She opens a door and flicks on a light. The closet smells like cedar and old perfume. Shoes in labeled boxes. Coats in color order. Lily's sneakers sit on the floor. Wet laces knotted together like someone meant to make them hard to grab. I kneel to untie. Carol watches, hands folded. "We've all had a lot of change," she says, soft as a ribbon. Emotions run hot. Our traditions help. "Your traditions locked her outside in 20-degree wind," I say. "A reset," she says. "We all need them." From the hall, Ben calls. "Mom, timer's at 19. I turn her way slow. What happens at 0? Carol's smile doesn't move. Consequences stop. Forgiveness starts. She lifts a hand toward the living room. "Come sit. Warm up. Join us." Lily appears in the doorway, coat still around her shoulders, toes peeking below the hem. She leans close to me, quick, like she's smelling my hair, like she's hugging me, like she's apologizing for something she has not done. "Don't say anything about the baby," she whispers into my collarbone. "Please." Time stops. I pull back an inch. "What?" Her eyes are wet and bright. 8 weeks, she mouths. "They don't know." I swallow the ice in my throat. In the living room, the time lock safe glows 018. I don't look at Ben. I don't look at Carol. I look at my daughter's bare feet on their polished wood. Coat. Shoes. We're going, I say again, and my voice is the one I used when Lily was 5 and the street was busy and a car turned too fast. Ben sets his glass down. Margaret, he says, warning threaded through the name. Victor clicks the TV back up, 2 points. This is not your house, he says. Lily flinches at that. She looks at me like she is standing on a rope between 2 roofs. Her lips are pinker now, but her hands won't stop shaking. I take her phone box from the sideboard. The timer doesn't care who touches it. 0:17. Give me the key, I say. There is no key, Carol says. That's the point. Then we wait, Victor says, and sips. I set the box back down slow. I try the lid anyway. It doesn't budge. I feel the shape of my car keys in my pocket and imagine prying the thing open like a can of peaches. Ben steps closer. Don't, he says. I look at him for the first time tonight. Really look. His sweater, perfect. His eyes, careful. His smile, thin and hard. Where's her coat? I ask. He tips his chin at a hook by the mudroom door. I walk past him and reach. The coat is damp. The sleeves smell faintly like snow, and, under it, cold cigarette smoke. Lily squeezes my wrist. Mom, she whispers. Before you do anything big, listen. I inhale once hard. She nods toward the staircase, the one that leads to the back bedrooms. The thermostat on the wall reads 73. The heat hums. A vent near the baseboard whispers warm air onto a stack of wrapped gifts. Upstairs, she says. My room. The vent's closed. She won't look at Carol. She won't look at the safe box. She looks at me, only me. Please, she says. Before I move, before I tear open that box or tear off their matching stockings. I say the one line that lets me breathe, that keeps me steady, that pays for the time I'm taking to tell this. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments about which country you're watching this video from. Enjoy the story. Then I turn to the stairs. The family room laughter follows me up like heat that doesn't warm. The steps creak once, twice. The hallway carpet is thick, muffling. A candle burns on a table, vanilla and something sharper. Lily's door is half shut. Inside, neat bed, pretty quilt, a little tree with white lights. A window cracked open an inch. The vent on the floor, shut tight with painter's tape in an X. On the dresser, a small metal box. Another timer, twin to the one downstairs, glows 1:44. My daughter stands in the doorway and waits for me to understand. Downstairs, the safe ticks toward 0:16. Upstairs, something colder than snow moves through the inch of open window and brushes my hands. And just like that, the picture changes from a porch in the wind to a house where tradition has rules you can't see until you're inside. I shut Lily's door with my foot and turn the lock. The room is warm-colored, not warm. A candle lies about it. The air doesn't. I kneel at the floor vent. Painter's tape crosses it in an X. My nail catches a corner. The tape peels slow, gummy like pulling skin. The vent breathes once. Warm air finds the room and sighs. Lily slides the window. Close the last inch. The latch clicks. She's still shaking. Tell me, I say. She points to the metal box on the dresser, the twin timer. 1:32 glows on its face. A label under the screen. Access. Meds/phone/keys. They lock my vitamins in it, she whispers. And my wallet. They say I lose track of time if I don't earn it back. Earn it how? Silence. No phone. No shoes. No heat. Cool down minutes. She swallows. It's a reset. I look at the tape in my hand. How many minutes? Depends who sets it, she says. His dad adds more. The timer ticks to 1:24. An LED on the side blinks. The box lets out a tiny chirp every 30 seconds, like a smug bird. Why didn't you call me? I ask. She looks at the floor. I tried. Ben took my phone at the door. He said I was dramatic. The word is smooth like a stone that's been used a lot. Show me your hands, I say. She lifts them. The backs are red. Her knuckles are cracked white. A faint line circles one wrist where something tight must have been. Rubber band, she says fast, seeing my face. From the napkin set. I open her closet. Sweaters lined in pale colors and tags. In the corner, a box with a slit cut into the lid. House points in gold. Inside, little punch cards with holes and stars. I thumb one. No phone at table +1. Speak out of turn -2. Composure +1. Leave without permission -5. My stomach flips. What happens when you hit 0? I ask. She tries to smile. More minutes. A cool down. She presses fingers into her temples. Mom, I'm trying. I thought it would get better after the wedding. Traditions. Adjustments. Then I found out about the baby, and I just needed quiet. They said quiet meant porch. The timer drops to 1:01. Downstairs, someone laughs too loud. The house answers with heat in the wrong places. I take my phone out and snap pictures fast. The taped vent, the timer, the points box, the thermostat on the wall reading 73 while Lily's room was cold. I angle up to the smoke detector. A red dot blinks there, soft. Not the usual green. Don't, Lily says low. They say it's for safety. Ben checks the app. I move the chair under it anyway. I stand and twist the plastic half a turn. A coin-sized camera tumbles into my palm. Sticky pad on the back, micro USB port, tiny slot for a card. Lily's face drains. Put it back. Not yet, I say, and slide it into my coat pocket. If they recorded you in here, they did more than a reset. Footsteps on the stairs. Slow. Careful. The laugh downstairs dies. Lily's eyes jump to the door. Please, she whispers, pointing at the timer. 0:47. When that hits 0, they expect me to come down cheerful. A shadow pauses under the door crack. Moves away. Comes back. Carol's voice rises gentle like steam. Girls? Dessert is plated. I open Lily's top drawer. Ultrasound photo tucked in a book. 8-week swirl. I feel my heart fold and unfold. Under it, a square envelope. On the front, in Carol's hand, New Year reset. 1/3 Dr. Shelby. A card inside shows a clinic address. The words options consult are circled in neat pen. Next to it, a note. No surprises, please. Family first. Lily sees it. She wraps her arms around her middle like a shield. They said it was just to talk responsibly. But they made the appointment without asking me. Ben said we'd decide like adults and his parents would guide us. I put the card back in the envelope. My hands are steady now because they have to be. The timer ticks 0:26. A soft chime floats up from downstairs. The other safe's countdown, the one with the phone. The house waits like theater. Here's what we do, I say. You put on your shoes and coat. I take this timer box and the camera. We leave through the back stairs. We walk to my car. We don't ask permission. They'll call me ungrateful, she whispers. They can call you warm, I say. She nods once. The tiniest relief cracks her face and vanishes. I grab her shoes from under the bed. The laces are knotted together. Tight, tiny, double. It takes both my hands and my teeth to pull them apart. It feels deliberate. It feels like someone wanted her to trip. Who tied these? I ask. She shakes her head. I left them that way so the dog wouldn't take them, she says. The lie lands between us and breaks. 0:12. I shove the timer box in my coat pocket. It's heavier than it looks. Lily pulls on socks. She winces. Her toes were red on the porch. They're pale now, but tender. Footsteps again. Ben this time. He doesn't knock. He always knows when to be near a door. Timer's almost done, he calls, bright. Ready to rejoin the living. I unlock the door. I open it just enough for my face. We're leaving, I say. He smiles right away, the way people smile before a camera. We can talk downstairs, Margaret. No, I say. He looks past me at Lily, at her shoes half on, at the vent tape curled on the floor like a shed skin. The smile doesn't move. His eyes do. House rules, he says, lighter than air. They keep us kind. Kind is warm, I say. Kind doesn't need cameras. He blinks once. What camera? Ben, Carol calls from below, sugar in the voice. We're waiting for the blessing. He lowers his voice. You're upsetting my mother. Your mother locked my pregnant daughter outside, I say, still soft. Go upset yourself. For the first time, his smile falls off his face like a mask slipping. Midnight, the timer on the dresser sings a tiny cheerful tune. Downstairs, the other safe clicks. A small cheer rises, ritual complete. Ben keeps his voice syrupy. If you take her, we'll say you trespassed. We'll say you were loud. We'll say you ruined Christmas. Call the police, I say. I want a report. The house goes very quiet at that sentence. Even the heat hum seems to listen. I hand Lily her coat. Backstairs, I whisper. Now. We move. Lily is careful and fast. I tuck the tiny spy camera deeper in my pocket. The hallway is exhale quiet. The scent of vanilla and something sharper follows us. At the stair bend, a shadow detaches from the wall. Victor, where are we going? He asks low. Home, I say. He glances at Lily's shoes, then at my coat. His gaze schemes the bulge where the timer box sits. You don't take things from our house, he says. Then unlock her phone and her life, I answer. He shifts one step down, blocking the narrowest part of the stairs with a body that has blocked rooms his whole life. Say please, he says. Lily's hand finds mine. Her pulse is fast and bird-small. Behind Victor, the living room glows and waits. Someone lifts a camera for a family photo, because everything is a picture here. I lift my chin. Step aside. He doesn't, and the next thing I do is going to change this house forever. Victor doesn't move. He is a wall in a sweater. One palm on the rail. One shoe, tilted to own the stair. I take the coin-sized camera from my pocket and hold it up between two fingers. From Lily's smoke detector, I say. In her bedroom. His eyes flick. Small. Fast. Enough. Safety cam, he says. Pointed at the bed, I answer. Without consent. That's not safety. Ben appears a step below him, smile switched back on. Let's not escalate, he says. We do a blessing. We use our words. We repair. Move, I say. He looks past me at Lily, at the shoes she forced on, at the tape curled by the vent like a shed skin. House rules, he says, softer now, like the rules will come to my side just because he calls them. I hold my phone up and tap record. For the record, I say, voice steady, I am leaving with my daughter. She is an adult. She was locked outside barefoot. Her vent was taped shut. There is a hidden camera in her room. If you block us, I will call 911 and leave the line open. Victor's jaw moves. Ben's smile twitches. Downstairs, a cheer rises as the time lock safe hits 0. Phone time. Carol sings, sweet as frosting. The house claps. Step aside, I say again. Say please, Victor repeats. Please, I say. Step. Aside. He doesn't, so I press and hold the side button. The emergency countdown beeps. Sharp, not loud, the kind of sound that cuts a room. Ben's hand flashes out. Don't. Siri, I say calm, call 911. The phone rings. A dispatcher answers. I tilt the screen toward Victor's chest so he can see the timer line and the word recording. 911, what's your emergency? My name is Margaret Lane, I say. I'm at 318 Larkspur. The homeowners are blocking the stairs and our exit. They locked my adult daughter outside without shoes. There is a hidden camera in her bedroom. We need an officer. Ben's eyebrows lift like he's above this. She's making a scene, he says to the air. On Christmas. Victor steps back a half-inch. It's not much. It's enough. We have units, the dispatcher says. Stay on the line. Are there weapons? No, I say. Just control. Lily squeezes my hand. Her pulse is still bird-fast. Mom, she whispers. Backstairs. We move. Victor shifts to block again. I angle. He reaches low for my coat pocket where the timer box bulges. I let the coat swing to his hand. The box knocks his knuckles. He hisses and jerks back. My property, he says. Evidence, I say. Ben tries charm. Lily, honey, 1 minute. Family blesses. Then you go. Lily looks at him with an expression I've never seen in her. Tired. Clear. Older. No, she says. It is small and perfect and heavy. We step around Victor while his eyes are still on my phone. He is a man who has always been obeyed. He's not fast when someone isn't. The back stairs are narrow and carpeted. They turn sharp behind the kitchen wall. The lemon, cleaner smell grows. My shoulder brushes a framed sign. Our home is a choice. Composure, gratitude, together. I take a picture as I pass it. At the bottom step, Carol waits with a dessert plate. The pie is perfect. The smile is too. You're upsetting the little ones, she says, voice hushed, as if feelings spill like drinks when people aren't careful. We're leaving, I say. Then bless us and go, she says. We forgive. You say thank you. Lily takes her phone at the table. Where is it? She angles her chin to the sideboard. The time lock safe sits open now, red numbers blank. Inside, a lineup of surrendered things, 4 phones, a key fob, a small pill bottle with L on the cap. Lily's vitamins. I cross the kitchen. Carol's hand lands gentle on my sleeve. Not hard. Not a grab. Just a message. I can stop you if I decide to. I look at the hand and then at her. She lifts it. I take Lily's phone. I take her bottle. I take a quick photo of the open safe with its little inventory, because I know people change facts later. Ben blocks the mudroom door. First with his shoulders. Then with the simplest lie. Snow is heavy. Drifts, he says. Back door sticks. I twist the knob. It opens smooth. My boot hits the mat and brings in a wash of air that makes the candle in the hallway flutter. The dog lifts his head, curious. He doesn't bark. He recognizes leaving when he sees it. Lily, Carol says, you owe us words. I owe myself warmth, Lily answers. Her voice is stronger standing next to open air. Victor rounds the corner. He sees the door. He sees my phone still recording. He sees the tiny coin cam pouch in my pocket. He sees the shape of losing and can't hold it with the tools he owns. He tries one more. We'll tell people you ran, he says. We'll say you're unstable, that you threw a fit over nothing. The dispatch line in my ear is still open. Units are 2 minutes out, the voice says. Then you can tell them that, I say. Ben steps closer. He drops his chin so the soft of his voice feels like safety even when it isn't. Lily, he says, you know our reset works. Give it a week. We'll review points. We'll. Stop, Lily says. Just that word. No heat. A clean cut. She zips her coat. The sleeves are damp. She tucks her phone in the inner pocket and holds the pill bottle like a talisman. We step into the cold. Snowflakes sting and then melt. The yard lights throw long stripes across the path. Across the street, Mrs. Ames peers through her curtains. She lifts her phone. The red dot blinks. She is recording, too. Behind us, Victor's voice floats out, low and bright, for the room, not for us. Bless us, O Lord, he begins the grace he uses when anything needs control, not thanks. The words hit the back of my neck like cold smoke. Carol moves to the door and speaks low enough so only we hear. Don't make enemies of family, she says. You'll regret it. Family is warm, I say. Family is safe. She tilts her head. You always were dramatic, Margaret. The patrol car turns onto the block. No siren, just blue. The light washes the front of the house, soft and official. It looks like a different kind of Christmas. Ben's smile tries one last time. We could have handled this inside, he says. We did, I say. You just didn't like the method. The officers step out. A woman and a man. Calm. Present. They split by instinct, one toward us, one toward the door. The woman keeps her hands visible. Who called? She asks. I did, say. I'm the mother. She's my daughter. She was locked out barefoot. There's a hidden camera upstairs. There's a timer box controlling her meds and phone. We're leaving. The male officer glances past me at Lily's bare ankles, peeking above the wet shoes and the red skin still raw across her knuckles. He looks at the open back door, the "Our home is a choice" sign, the safe like a toy vault. Then he looks at Carol and Victor and Ben, composing their faces for the kind of audience they prefer. Okay, he says, professional and even. Phones down. Voices low. ID, please. Carol breathes a laugh through her nose. Officer, this is a family misunderstanding. And we'll document it, he says. All of it. Ben starts to speak and then stops when he sees I am still recording. The coin camera is in my pocket. The timer box is in my other one. The ultrasound picture is in Lily's coat near her heart. Do you want to leave with your mother? The woman officer asks Lily, looking only at her. Yes, Lily says. Are you afraid of anyone here? Yes, she says, and then corrects herself. I'm not safe here. The woman nods once, like a door opening. Then we'll walk you to the car. Victor takes a step that is mostly a flinch. The male officer lifts a flat palm. Don't, he says. Let's keep this civil. Carol's mouth goes thin. Ben's smile dies for good. We move down the path, 3 women and a line of blue light, through a world that looks like a card and feels like a bruise. The officer opens the rear door like a chauffeur. Lily gets in. I slide in next to her. The plastic seat is cold. It feels like truth. The door shuts with a thunk that is both heavy and clean. Through the glass, I see Carol point and talk. I see Victor draw himself taller. I see Ben raise his hands like he's the reasonable one in a movie where we're the problem that gets fixed in 90 minutes. The woman officer leans in the open front window. We'll follow you home, she says. If they call in a complaint, we'll note your statement and theirs. Also, keep that camera. Don't return it. And don't go to any appointments you didn't make. Lily's breath fogs the window. She writes 3 little letters with her fingertip. M-O-M, and smiles without showing teeth. The male officer keys his radio. Dispatch, 318 Larkspur. Civil standby complete. Parties separated. As we pull away, the house shrinks in the mirror. It still glows. It still looks safe. Pictures lie. Witnesses don't. Snow needles the windshield. The patrol lights wash our street blue and white like a flag that belongs to nobody inside that house. Lily's hand finds mine on the seat between us. Her fingers are warmer now. She squeezes. I squeeze back. Tomorrow, I say, we change locks on your place. We call your doctor, not theirs. We file reports. We breathe. She nods. And the baby, she asks, small. We protect both of you, I say. Every step. She rests her forehead against the glass and watches the decorated houses slide by. I thought this was how love worked, she says. Points. Minutes. Being good. It isn't, I say. Love is heat that doesn't ask you to beg. The blue light fades behind us. Ahead, our road opens. The tires hum. The heater works. The night is still Christmas, but it belongs to us again. And somewhere back in that perfect living room, a small timer with no minutes left sits open and dumb on a shiny sideboard. Useless now that we have learned its trick. The patrol car idles at the curb while I unlock my front door. Heat rolls out, a simple, honest heat that doesn't ask for points. Lily heads for the couch and pulls her feet under a blanket. Her hands still shake. I make tea because hot water is the only law I can pass and enforce tonight. The woman officer stands in my doorway. File tonight or first thing tomorrow, she says. Temporary protection order. Include the camera, the taped vent, the porch. Save every text. If they show up, call, not argue. We will, I say. When the car pulls away, the house gets very quiet. The tea kettle sings. Lily holds the mug with both hands like it's a small animal. Show me the camera, she says. I set my laptop on the table and plug in the coin cam. A folder pops up. Dates. Times. Hundreds of tiny squares. Our last weeks, stolen and named. I click one at random. Lily's room, daytime. She's folding laundry. She hums a little. The door opens. Carol steps in with a smile too wide. Shoes off in the house, she says gentle. Lily is in socks. She nods and smiles back because that's the currency here. Another clip, night. The vent tape is new. Victor's hand lays the X careful as a bandage. Only an hour, he says, like a doctor prescribing cure. Resets work faster when you feel them. Lily flinches and looks down at her stomach. She is alone again. She rubs the place that will be a person and whispers, I'll keep you warm, to herself. My throat burns. I hit copy all and drop the files to my hard drive. Then I hit copy all again to a thumb drive because I don't trust a single basket anymore. What about the timer? I ask. Brand. She brings me the metal box from my coat. On the back, Lockbox Pro. I find the app. The pairing takes 30 seconds that feel like a dare. A log appears, names, times, minutes added and subtracted. Ben plus 45. Victor plus 30. Carol plus 15. A note field on one entry reads porch, learning outcome. I screen record everything. Date stamps, names, the way the numbers don't care that a person is attached. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. Then a second, a third. I put it on speaker. Ben, return our property. Timer and household camera. You took them. I type evidence. Police advised. Carol, family isn't police. We forgive. Bring Lily by noon for apology and dessert. Victor, if you file anything, we'll file too. Trespass. Disturbing the peace. We have witnesses. I let the text stack like toys I won't touch. I take a photo of the screen. I forward them to myself, to a new email titled For Court. Eat, I tell Lily. She takes a bite of toast and falls asleep with the plate on her lap, mouth open, tea cooling. She looks 7 for 1 second. Then she is 17, 27, all the ages where you learn the difference between love and rules. I don't sleep. I watch the doorbell camera. I listen to the refrigerator hum. I build a list. Police report number. Protection order. Change locks at Lily's apartment. New phone number. OB appointment with our doctor. Never go anywhere alone. At 6:12 a.m., our doorbell chimes. I jump and then breathe when I see the neighbor, Mrs. Ames, on my screen. She holds a casserole under one arm and something else in the other hand. A small gift bag with red tissue. She leaves both. The gift bag has a card. From the lanes, points reset to 0. We love you. Come home. Inside, a fresh points punch card and a tiny silver cross on a chain. I take a photo. I put the card in a zip bag. The cross is pretty. I set it on the counter and don't touch it. We go to the station when they open. The same woman, officer, meets us in a side room. Right like you're explaining to a stranger, she says. Dates, times, details. I lay out a small museum on the table. The coin cam, the timer, photos of the taped vent, screenshots from Lockbox Pro, the options consult card with Dr. Shelby circled, the porch photo with Lily's bare feet and the ice on the boards. Good, the officer says. This is coercive control. It's real. Judges know that word now. She files and gives me a copy with a case number that is both a weight and a life raft. A judge can hear this today, she says. We'll serve them if granted. Serve who? Lily asks, small. All 3, the officer says. husband and in-laws. Yes, we can. No, you're not making a fuss. We leave with paper and breath that goes all the way down. We drive to Lily's apartment to change locks. The super meets us with a tool belt and tired kindness. Had a call last night, he says. A man said you lost your key and asked for a copy. I said no. He argued. He said family. I said policy. What time? I ask. Midnight, he says. Ben, then. Of course, Ben. The super drills and swaps. He hands Lily a new key, like a medal. Call if he shows, he says. I'm on your side. We choose a new OB near my work. The receptionist says, first available is Thursday, then pauses. Actually, come now. If someone else is controlling your messages, I'd rather meet you today. We sit in the lobby under a TV showing snow that's always pretty. Lily fills out forms. Emergency contact. She writes Mom. She hesitates and circles the part where it says HIPAA release. They made me sign one for Carol at our old doctor, she whispers. They said it was helpful. Not anymore, I say. You revoke it today. She does. The receptionist takes the paper like she knows what that small act costs. My phone buzzes. Unknown number again. A voicemail this time. I put it on speaker because hiding is their game, not ours. Carol's voice fills the waiting room. Kind enough to curdle milk. Sweetheart, the consult is a conversation. No decisions tonight. But we're family. We'll be there. She lowers her voice to a whisper meant for me. Mothers should support mothers, Margaret. Be sensible. The receptionist's eyebrows rise. She gives me a simple card. Patient advocate, Jenna. If they show up, I sit with you, she says. If they call, we document. We don't wait long. The nurse brings Lily back. Blood pressure. Ultrasound appointment scheduled for next week. The nurse squeezes my wrist once in the hallway like a code for you're doing it right. While Lily is in the restroom, my doorbell camera dings again. I glance at my phone. Ben and Carol stand on my porch in their perfect coats. Victor is behind them, hands in pockets. Carol holds a bakery box and the same gift smile. Ben has a folder, Lawyer Brown. They press the bell. They press again. Victor bends and speaks into the camera like it's a person. We forgive, he says. The footage jumps. They move to the window and cup their hands against the glass. Ben looks straight into my lens. He holds up the folder and taps it. The label flashes. House agreement, Lily and Ben. I scrub back on the feed. They never look at the hedges. The patrol car behind them is the kind of quiet that changes outcomes. The camera catches the moment a plain sedan pulls up and a sheriff's deputy steps out with papers in a manila envelope. The deputy says a name. The deputy uses a word, served. Carol's smile dies a little. Ben's jaw goes hard enough to cut glass. Victor steps back, one half step like the tide took him. I watch 3 faces fumble for composure and come up with nothing. The deputy nods at my lens and tips his hat. He doesn't know I can see him, but I do, and it steadies my bones. Mom. Lily says, she's back. She has water on her cheeks. Some from the sink, some not. They've been served, I say. She laughs once, tiny like a hiccup of relief. It's not joy. It's a door unlocking somewhere inside a maze. Dr. Patel, the OB, calls us in. She is brisk and gentle. She says words that sound like a plan. Will keep you safe. Our social worker will connect you with legal aid. No one can make you go to a consult you don't want. When we come out, the receptionist looks apologetic. There are people in the parking lot asking for you by name, she says. We've called security. We step to the glass. Ben's SUV idles by the exit, lights on, windows fogged. Carol stands in the cold in heels and no coat, because she knows how to look like a sacrifice. Victor leans on the hood, phone to his ear, face toward the door like a stage. Lily's breath fogs the glass. She takes my hand. Her knuckles are pink now, not white. I don't want a scene, she says. You won't make one, I answer. They will. The patient advocate appears at my elbow. We can take you out the side with security, Jenna says. Or you can walk through the front with 2 officers and a camera rolling. Your choice. Lily looks at me. She looks at her belly. She looks at the door. She nods once, sure. Front, she says. Security steps up on either side of us. The automatic doors sigh. Cold comes in, and the people who wanted her points and minutes in silence turn their faces toward her like they can still make a rule and watch it stick. They can't, but they will try one more time, as if Christmas never ended and warmth was theirs to ration. The clinic doors slide open. Cold air meets warm halls. Security flanks us. The patient advocate walks point. Ben is already moving, folder in his hand like a badge. Carol lifts the bakery box with both arms, a pose that says sacrifice. Victor leans on the SUV, snow dusting his shoulders, eyes flat. Lily, Ben calls soft. Let's be reasonable. 2 officers step from behind a pillar. The woman from last night nods once. No contact, she says clear. You were served. Carol smiles like the order is a party invitation. We're family. We forgive. We'll drive her home. She is home, I say. Ben tries a lane he thinks is new. He holds up the folder. This is our house agreement, he says to the officer, tone practiced. Signed by both. Expectations, rewards, consequences. We're not controlling. We're organized. The officer doesn't blink. The order says no contact, she repeats. You're violating it now. Ben lowers his voice and moves 2 steps closer, as if reducing distance will reduce law. Sweetheart, he says to Lily, no one wants a scene. He reaches toward her elbow. Security shifts. The officer raises her palm. Sir, she warns. He touches anyway, 2 fingers quick. That's it, the officer says. She is calm the way a winter field is calm. She takes his wrist, turns, clicks. The cuffs sound loud in the cold. Ben's face does 20 things at once. Charm, rage, surprise, calculation, and lands on blank. Carol gasps the way actors do. Arrest? On Christmas week. She looks at me as if I can stop the year from being what it is. Margaret, tell them. Victor pushes off the hood, chin high. We'll sue, he says, which is the only card he knows. Defamation. Interference. You'll hear from counsel. The second officer steps between him and us. You'll hear from a judge first, he says. Ben tries dignity. We were invited to the clinic, he says. The advocate lifts a clipboard. By whom, she asks. Because it wasn't the patient. They don't answer because the answer isn't theirs. The officer reads the order out loud. Distance. No third-party messages. No medical interference. No surveillance. She checks off boxes like quiet nails in a fence. Victor exhales through his nose. We raised him better than this, he says, as if the air will agree. Lily's voice is small and steady. I'm not going with you, she says. Stop coming near me. Ben tries one more trick. He pivots to the officers. She's pregnant, he says like it's a lever. She needs stability. She has it, the woman officer replies. You're done. They put Ben in the back of the car. He looks at Lily like a man who expected the world to bend and now has to learn to use his legs. The door shuts. The mirror holds his eyes and gives nothing back. Carol's hands shake. She sets the bakery box on the curb. The lid fogs with heat from the pastries. It looks like breath. She presses her palms together. Sweetheart, she calls, 5 minutes. Blessing. We end this well. Lily turns her face away. The advocate steps closer. Inside, she says softly. Warmth and doors. We go back in long enough to fill forms. The clinic schedules follow-ups. The advocate prints a list. Legal aid, counseling, a shelter hotline just in case. You may not need it, she says, but it's yours. We take the side exit. The patrol car idles out front, waiting to follow. The bakery box still sits on the curb. Sleet freckles the lid. Victor stares at it like it's a failed magic trick. Carol stares at us and learns nothing. At home, the house smells like tea and laundry and new locks. Lily curls on the couch with a blanket up to her chin. I tuck a hot water bottle near her feet. Heat is a language she understands again. We spend the afternoon making copies. The coin camera goes into an evidence envelope. The lockbox screen recordings go to a cloud folder called Truth and also onto 2 USB drives labeled with blue tape. The house points card goes in a plastic sleeve like a pressed leaf from a place we will not visit again. The doorbell chimes once. Not them. A sheriff again. Papers for us this time. A hearing date moved up, an option to extend the order longer than a week. Judges hate hidden cameras, he says, not unkind. Bring everything. We do. Court days feel like snow shoveling. Slow, heavy, necessary. The courtroom smells like coffee and winter coats. A simple clock ticks too loud. Lily speaks. She tells the story with the kind of strength you only get when you're telling the truth, and the truth finally has a microphone. She uses small words. Porch cold, no shoes. Tape vent. Timer. Camera. She does not decorate. She doesn't need to. I speak to. Neighbor Mrs. Ames brings the video she took from her curtain. The woman officer explains coercive control, like it's a term she has taught 100 times and will teach 100 more. The patient advocate testifies about the parking lot. Ben's lawyer holds up the house agreement like it's parenting. The judge scans it like it's kindling. Carol tries to cry in a way that worked when Lily was new to the family. Victor tries to look like a father in a painting. The judge is a woman in her 50s. Her voice could cut fruit. Order granted and extended for 1 year, she says. No contact. No surveillance. No third-party contact. No medical access without written consent. Violations will be enforced. She looks at Ben. Do you understand? She doesn't wait for his sentence to finish before saying, good. We step into a hallway that feels bigger. Lily laughs once, the same tiny hiccup of relief as before, and then cries into my shoulder, not like a collapse but like a thaw. The weeks after our work. Not dramatic, just work. We change Lily's number. We port her email. We sit with a locksmith while he drills a plate into her door frame thick enough to belong to a bank vault. We buy a thermostat that locks from the inside with a code only she knows. We take the timer box to the police, then the rest of the family tools to the trash. Dr. Patel does the first real ultrasound. A soft gallop fills the room. Lily's hand finds mine and squeezes. The screen shows a bean with a crown. The room shows the first look on my daughter's face that has nothing to do with fear. We do Christmas again on a Tuesday in January with my sisters and the neighbor kid who shovels for cookies. Lily wears thick socks. The vent is open. There is no camera in the smoke detector. We tape paper snowflakes on the window and let them be crooked. We talk about names. We don't talk about points. A letter arrives from a lawyer we don't hire. House agreement is void. It says in language that doesn't smell like cinnamon. Another comes from the DA. Charges pending for unlawful surveillance and violation of a protective order. We don't frame them. We file them. We move on. One night, I find the time lock app still on my phone. I hold my thumb over it and hit delete. The icon shakes like a small thing that finally understands it doesn't live here anymore. Sometimes, when snow slants across the street, I see the porch in my head and the bare feet and the chain at the door. The memory tries to climb into the present. I let it knock. I don't let it in. Lily chooses a new church where the only rule printed on the wall is coffee after. She chooses a doula. She chooses lights on timers that shut off by themselves and never lock anything. She chooses to keep the ultrasound picture on the fridge with a magnet shaped like a donut. On a quiet night, she leans against the counter and says, I thought love was minutes to earn. It isn't, I say. It's heat you don't have to beg. She nods. She believes me now. Before bed, I walk to the hallway thermostat and press it up 2 degrees because my mother did that for me when winters were bad and everything else was out of our hands. The vent hums. Warm air moves without asking for permission. I pass the front door. The new deadbolt shines a little in the porch light. The peephole shows only snow and a quiet street. I lock the door because that's what doors are for. I turn from it because that's what homes are for. Upstairs, Lily sleeps on my couch, the blanket kicked to her knees, her hand over the place where heartbeat learned the sound of its own drum. The house is the right kind of warm, and the fire we sit by now doesn't need proof or points or timers to keep burning. It just needs tending and time. 2 things we finally own.